Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Everyone out there, we getting ready for another episode of the Postal Blue Podcast, episode 13. Should be a very educational episode, right? Sometimes we don't mean, and I don't mean to be super informative, but some of these shows, right, that don't really involve short stories and my personal situations, right, are for you to get the information, right? Because I feel like the faster you guys can get the information, right, then the faster we can get change going on versus me dragging out a one topic for 5 episodes that take a month and a half to get out. You know what I'm saying? And when we should have been fighting it the first week that you got the information, you could have been fighting. You know what I'm saying? So this one is probably the 2 biggest game changers that we need to start utilizing. We're going to go over those today, right? Which is your EEOs and your 1767's, right? But the main meat on the plate, the entree, that so to speak, is EEOs, right? Now, a lot of people, from what I've told, let me slow down. What's going on, Miss Watkins?
How you doing, Mr. Anderson? I'm okay.
Watkins is here. Fee will be here later, right? I had to get her straight because she's trying to cook sandwiches for Sunday dinner, so we definitely gonna talk bad about her on another show.
Last week, so
listen, last week was that was 7 days ago,
and we'll get into that.
Listen, it's a routine that she started in her household. Did nobody make her start that? That's what I'm saying. So you got to keep that up. You can't choose to make sandwiches.
But if they don't eat it, that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem for the next Sunday. That's the issue.
All right, so our household finna have an issue then. Now it's gonna be an uproar. Now somebody got to deal with that.
You'll hear
we'll get there,
right? Okay.
You definitely gonna harass her when it's time, y'all. Y'all know what we do, right? So, but Watkins is here. Coffee's MIA. Watkins, we're sending out a search party for him.
Black Knight. All right.
So Watkins is here now. Before I go into any details, which I want to go straight to the EOs, which I will, let me preference this by saying this, right? Me and Coffee are probably the 2 most extreme guys in our group. Extreme on 2 different ends, right? Coffee is the first person to try to put hands on somebody or to kill somebody. You'll find him in some type of oil can, setting stuff on fire when he feels some type of way. That's Coffee, right? Being honest, you can ask Fee. She'll tell you he done killed plenty people on our other podcast before, in the past 2 years, and then we be having to take his weapons from him out of his speech, and he kind of be on timeout on some of his words because he goes straight to killing people in other shows. So, and me, I'm more on the extreme side of doing things that's not fatal. You know what I'm saying? Coffee is more on the fatal. I'm gonna get right to the part where it's fatal, but you don't die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like a leg shot in both legs and both arms, but I'm not trying to kill you.
You have died, so that's
correct.
Suffering. So that's what he likes.
But within rights, Coffee is willing to break the law on you. I want to be within the law, but on the verge of it could have been criminal activity, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's me, right? So I said it to say, my Leonard Anders' opinion is Leonard Anders' opinion. No matter who's on the show, what I think and how I move is what I think and how I move. Now, there's some instances where the stars align and we all got similar opinions, if not the same opinions, or we got the same, we want the same outcomes, but we get to them differently, right? So nobody on the show is responsible for anybody else's on the show's opinion. Theirs is theirs, mine is mine. Sometimes we have great debates on that. Sometimes the stars are just aligned where we kind of in the similar field or the similar lane where we both kind of feel, or we all kind of feel the same thing to a degree. But what I say is what I say. So if you got a problem with something I say, you make sure to holler at me about it. If you ain't willing to holler at me about it, then really you don't feel no type of way, right? Because I don't want nobody catching slack for anything Leonard Anderson says. Holler at me, right? I'm very reachable. Anybody in the post office who know me in the district or know of me, have heard of me, can reach me whenever they need to reach me if you want to have a conversation. Right? I done talked to supervisors, I talked to managers, I done did that before. I called the union hall. That the phone works two ways. If you guys have a problem with something that I'm saying, you can call me. You can find somebody that has my number in contact. And we're gonna leave that there before I get into it, because I don't want nobody catching strays for something that I'm gonna say. Right? Because again, I'm more on the extreme side of things. At least at this point, I wasn't always like this in the post office. I got to this point. The post office got me there. Right? So I'm like on the edge of being postal, but not actually postal yet. You know what I'm saying? But verbal shots will be shot soon. It's letting you know. So yeah, it's gonna be what it is. Right? Again, holla at me for what I say. Okay, so with that said, right, last episode we was talking about how the grievance process is not working, while we keep attempting to use the grievance process for some things. There is a place for it, right? Everything is not to this next step where we finna talk about, but in the current state of the post office, a lot of things actually fit in EEO, which is why I'm bringing it up, but we're not using it. It's a tool that we should be using in these cases, but we're not using it. And we're going to talk about, we're going to give you information on what it is, how you use it, what you need to use it, what you don't need to use it, right? How to use it properly, right? So you guys, because I don't want you just going out there and I don't want to give everybody a gun and ammo and just tell you, shoot at people. I want to show you how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? We don't need innocent people being shot. I want you to shoot the person that you're shooting at. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? So everybody don't have to catch it, right? So we're gonna get into that, right? Again, this is a more informative and educational episode right here. This is direct to you, and then we'll lean back on the latter half of this show, right? Where probably few start turning up, and then we have more of a conversation general about the EEO, grievance, and regular postal activities, or whatever the case is, right? Till we get to that around that hour mark or so. But we have people showing up in the meantime. You wanted to start by saying something, Watkins, or are you good?
Nope, I'm good. I'm ready for you to start so I can take off.
Okay. So, well, the grievance process ends when violations are consistent, repeated, and you start to lead into that hostile work environment. You're starting to lean into that harassment. You're starting to lean into discrimination. This is what EEOs pick up at, right? And a lot of people, from what I hear, don't know about EEOs, how to properly follow EEO, or about reporting EEOs, or maybe they just feel like they don't have the information, and what they're telling people falling on deaf ears. Well, guess what? You don't need anyone for you to follow EEO. You don't need anyone in the post office. You don't need your steward, your safety captain, your supervisor, manager. It all be done online. Now, one time I brought this up. Let me clarify this as well. One time I brought this up. Someone told me that they didn't think filing the EEO would be worth it, because wouldn't they be on management side for the EEO specialists? They were under the assumption that EEOs, or the people over EEOs, which are specialists, are part of management, and they're not. Go ahead, Watkins. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just wanting to ask. A steward asked me this recently, and this person said, "How can it be discrimination if you guys are the same color?"
Discrimination. So under the EEO policy, discrimination, there's multiple categories in discrimination, just like regular life discrimination, not just postal discrimination or federal discrimination or government discrimination, right? So discrimination encompasses gender, right? So from man to woman. It incorporates there's an age. So for older people, there's if you have a level of restrictions. So for disabled, you can argue disabled people, right? There's a discrimination for disability, for handicapped individuals, right? Meaning like that would be an example if they keep bothering you about how fast or how slow you're moving and you have a restriction. That's discrimination.
Right.
Or you can argue that that's discrimination if they consistently do it. If I remind you, hey, I have a restriction, I have shoulder surgery, and you keep doing it, then at that point you're harassing me and you're trying to treat me, a handicapped person, trying to say that I should be moving as fast as a healthy person, and then trying to hold me to that standard or threaten my job or write me up for it, and then you're discriminating against me.
See, it's like
Right?
once he asked me that, I never thought about that. Like, okay, just because we're the same race, it can't be no discrimination. But then I got to thinking, like, maybe people are scared because it's like, okay, we're the same nationality and you can't discriminate on me because we both African American, we both Caucasian, we
Well,
both
for one, I would
Latino,
say I would say that's false. Right? A black person, let's say black, African American person
Okay.
can discriminate on another African American person. I'm not saying
True.
you're racist. I didn't say you're racist. I didn't say
But
you
I'm
hate black
saying,
people. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think most people kind of be scared to kind of go that extra extreme because it's the same race? Because when he asked me that, I thought about it. I'm like, well, damn, I wonder, do they go through people's mind? It's like, okay, we're the same
No.
color, so
Listen,
we
all.
I'm not gonna think about discrimination. I'll just probably think about disrespect, but I ain't thinking about discrimination just because we are the same color.
Okay, look, I'm gonna give y'all a good starting point, right, for discrimination. If you see yourself getting treated differently than other people, there's probably something in there and you should start looking for it. I say that, right? Postal Blue, we all the same. We all supposed to get treated the same, right? So at any point in time, if you feel like you're getting treated differently, let's say you just start getting assigned more overtime than other people. There's something to that. Okay, let me notate that, right? That's a starting point because something differently has been taking place when nothing differently is supposed to be happening. You get what I'm saying? Me, Coffee, shout out Coffee, you just showed up. Black Knight in the building.
Coffee.
What up?
Hey,
what the heck you done did, man?
Got the bedroom voice going on. How you doing, sir?
What you?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Your mic just fell off. Your mic just fell off like your mic just fell off like Dame Dash Teeth, man. The other day, the video.
I'm listening to beats, so you good, Coffee.
Listen, man,
you crazy.
You gotta stop using your strong hand, man. You gotta stop grabbing the mic with your right hand. I know you normally grab the mic with your right hand, but this is a different type of mic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta relax.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It ain't no jerkins in there, is it?
No baby oil over here.
1,000 bottles? Oh, okay. I thought you finna be in a Rico. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be looking for you.
Sir.
Oh yeah,
you know
be looking for me.
There's gonna be a mission to guilt, man. You ever been to one of them parties?
Man, no.
Okay.
No.
So Postal Blue ain't gotta worry about you showing up on no tape or nothing. Is what you saying?
No tapes at all, man.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I'm pretty solo. I don't do those kind of parties.
Okay. I just got to double check.
We don't know what kind of parties they were. I mean,
ever since they got Diddy, we ain't seen you. So I'm saying,
hey,
ever since he got indicted, ain't nobody heard from you, man.
Hey, look, I was over there making sure that I was, checking the tapes to make sure Watkins, she was in making the band, one of them making the bands, just making sure they ain't have a name in there.
Okay. I just had to double check,
I was just looking at, I was being a real teammate. I made sure Watkins tape didn't get found.
I'm gonna get you next time, Coffee. We gonna tap back on that. I got you. Okay,
actually, I was too,
How you feeling tonight?
Pretty good.
All right, let's get into it.
Fia be back rejoining us when she get home. Well, I'm gonna tell you what she got going on too. So we got to talk crazy about her later.
Hater, it ain't nothing major.
She says in Sunday dinner, we ain't got to discuss it. I'm just gonna let you know. In Sunday dinner today, she making sandwiches.
Cause last week she cooked Sunday dinner and they didn't eat.
I got nothing to do with that.
Meal.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't bring me no sandwiches on Sunday. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna go well for you.
We'll talk about this when Fee get up. Cause
that's what I'm saying.
I just
want you to be ready. You get your mental Rolodex going, get your defense going, cause she gonna say something crazy.
Yeah, cause you ain't feel like that last Sunday when the food didn't get ate. That's the problem.
Maybe he wasn't hungry. Could have been a lot of things. Maybe the person feel good, the stomach was hurting. Whatever your daughter don't eat ain't got even nothing to do with me. That's your daughter. I'm different. Her man, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Jamie, not the daughter. If the daughter didn't eat, it got nothing to do with me. Me, I could have been sick, my stomach hurting, I could have already been full. A lot of things why I didn't eat that dinner, but I don't deserve to get dinner the next week after you made it a tradition. Nah,
ain't
we not
nothing
doing
wrong
that.
with the sandwich. Okay, we back into the EO.
So,
go on.
So what I was saying is, when you start seeing a difference, right? And this what I'm gonna get into later on when I talk about doing things the proper way, right? And not just flying off the handle to think everything, just like not everything is a grievance, not everything is an EEO. But we're gonna get into that once we get there. Again, I don't want y'all attempted to misusing it, because using it and not getting anywhere is not gonna help the cause at all. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So with that said, right? So yeah, a EEO in discrimination wise can go to race, can go to gender, can go through ethnicity, can go to religious beliefs, politics, or disabled. So I'll just say, hey, health. You know what I'm saying? But they have a disability discrimination. So I just say various type of health issues or restrictions or whatever the case is, injuries and things that people have can be discriminated against, right? Along with age, right? People over 40, that's in paperwork. People over 40 are not or can't be held to the same standards of people that's younger than 40. That's also a thing.
Copy. So true.
Right? That's everything I'm saying is in paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Let me everything we saying is in paperwork. You might not have the paperwork, people might not show you the paperwork, but it's in the paperwork. A lot of this also,
what if
y'all can
40?
look up.
I'm 40.
What if you what?
So I'm
40 and up. Okay, 40 and up.
You're a senior citizen. You're a senior citizen in federal community.
Oh, coffee, I'm getting you. Okay.
Right? So,
okay. No,
so you can file an EEO, and you don't need a union steward to file an EEO. You don't need your manager, supervisor, a senior union lead or head or whatever the case to file an EEO. You can do it online. Now, I'm gonna start with.
So you just go to your light blue and go to the EEO process and just do it that way. Not even calling the union or.
Now what you can do, because you can start it by mail, by telephone. You can go to an EEOC office that's near you, or you could do it online. What I would first do, right, outside of doing your due diligence to make sure you got actual case, is you can call the number, right? You give them the information, and they will let you know if you have a case or not. That's you could do that first. I'm gonna give you the number, right? It's a 1-800 number, so anybody can call. Right, we're gonna give you all the information first. 1-800-669-4000. Right, I'm gonna read you what it says about the telephone part.
Say the number one more time.
1-800-669-4000. So it's 40. I'm gonna say it's single. 1-800-669-4000. Now it says, although we do not take charges over the phone, you can get the process started over the phone. You can call 1-800-669-4000 to discuss your situation. A representative will ask you for some basic information to determine if your situation is covered by the laws they enforce and explain how to file a charge. You don't need assistance as far as in the post office. You can do your own thing when it comes to EEOs, right? Now, let's get under what EEOs cover for the most part that I can find and remember, right? Your EEOs will cover harassment, discrimination, and typically hostile work environments, right? Now, there's little things under each category. Go ahead.
Well, I was just about to say elaborate on each one, but you was about to do that anyway.
Well, harassment, self-explanatory.
What? No. What kind of harassment?
There's only one. I think there's only one type of harassment. I'm assuming. I'm not talking about sexual harassment. I hope that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, sometimes it be, but it's like, okay, this manager keeps staring at me every day. He's giving me the googly eyes. Is that a harassment?
Okay, so,
you have to.
Well, okay.
Tell the
'Cause
truth. Hey,
y'all trying to do too much. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna use the
Coffee,
basic term for you. Right. Hold
googly
on.
eyes.
I'm gonna break
Man,
something down.
you know how the male supervisors be doing. You know, they be out the Watkins. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Watch this.
Yeah, fuck off.
This is the
She got that
definition.
Jill Scott hair rag going. They be liking that, man. She had that Jill Scott hair rag. They be looking.
No, you know she was listening
Oh,
to.
oh,
You know she
yeah,
was listening to Erica Badu while she cleaned house earlier. So
yep, sure
Mm-hmm.
was. And tuning in to Wild Views. So funny.
so
That's
look,
how
this
something else.
how broad it is, which also works in our favor. We're gonna get to
Okay.
why we don't use it later. Why I think, this is my disclaimer, we don't use it later. Right? If someone is abusing, insulting, or otherwise harming you on a regular basis, it's called harassment. Cruel and usually really annoying harassment is also illegal in some cases, right? Harassment is a word that describes any kind of ongoing torment, any type of ongoing torment at school, work, anything of that nature. So it's normally any type of repeated, unwelcomed behavior or unwelcome and unnecessary behavior, right? That's continues in any environment, whether it's school, work, in public, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? This is how stalking is harassment. Stalking is stalking, but stalking is a charge because it's harassment. Even though that person is across the street looking into your window, it's unwelcomed and uncomfortable. It could be harming you mentally type of behavior, and you repeatedly doing it. Stalking is harassment. That's why it's harassment. And you can file charges to get people put in jail or sue people based on harassment. Right? Example, if I'm at my case and I'm working at my case, and you come to me saying, hey, Leonard, you got 45 minutes. I don't say nothing, I nod or keep working. I'm working. You come back, hey, Leonard, it's been more than 45 minutes. Okay. I'm still working. I'm working. And it's 55 minutes. You got to get out of the office. At this point in time, I'm going to tell you, excuse you, but I believe you're starting to harass me. This is unwelcome behavior and it's unnecessary. The rules say as long as I'm working and I have work to do, I'm supposed to continue working. You coming over here repeatedly is not going to change the fact that I still have mail to case and I still have work to do. At this point in time, this is unwelcome attention that you keep bringing my way. Almost like you're going out of your way to keep bothering me. That's harassment.
Okay.
You could say even that. You could say whatever you want to say from your desk. You could have said this over a telecom on a microphone or something. You ain't got to keep coming to me. But again, I give you the leverage to say you can say what you want to say because it is a free country, right? That's your given right, legally. But you don't got to keep coming over here bothering me with whatever it is that you're trying to do. That ain't gonna change nothing. So I'm gonna let them know. At this point in time, you starting to harass me. That's how I feel. Now, mind you, the law says also that the person who's doing the harassment or creating a hostile work environment is not the determiner if they're harassing you or have a hostile work environment. You can't determine if it's a hostile work environment from the person that's creating a hostile work environment. Only the people in the environment can make that determination. That's what it says. If y'all didn't know. Right? So if it's 4 of us in the office and you feel like you're not creating a hostile work environment, but me, Watkins, and Coffee say that you is, then you are. Pretty much, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Then you are. Clearly you doing something that maybe you don't know that you're doing, but you're doing it. We just letting you know. Now, if you don't advise yourself or re-advise yourself on what you're doing and make yourself aware of what you're doing and correct what you're doing, then that allows me to go to the proper next step. Because again, I'm trying to do everything proper because I'm trying to win everything I got every time I go there. Once I go to where I'm going, when they say, yeah, that is harassment, they're gonna say, well, I didn't know. I can say, I told him it was multiple times. He refused to acknowledge it. He refused to change anything because he thinks he's right. This is why I believe that he should be gone. You know what I'm saying? Not being retrained because he's a grown man who can read what harassment is. Or he's a grown man who chooses to take a job in management. Why wouldn't you know what harassment is or what a hostile work environment is? At the age of 40, 45, 50, then clearly you don't want to know what it is. I don't believe that you're going to change, and I want you removed from the post office. That's what I would say. Me personally. Right? And if the post office don't remove him, then I feel like at that point in time, if he's allowed to stay, then I need to put paperwork on him again, and then I need to put paperwork on you for allowing him to stay. That's just how it's going to be. You know what I mean? But I digress. That's what EEO. So that's a version of harassment. Again, discrimination. It can be age. It can be gender, race, ethnicity, a multitude of things. Handicap, disabled, various levels of restrictions. I want to keep saying various levels of restrictions because that's what it is. Not everybody who probably has a restriction is considered disabled or whatever the case is. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about people that can't work or whatever the case is.
Right.
With various levels of restrictions, right?
Short-term restrictions, getting harassed about doing more, or you can do this and that. You know, people know about that with the restrictions, but yet and still, they still feel like, okay, that was an instruction. No, not if you have restrictions. If you can't do it, you can't do it. So how can an instruction make you do it if you just can't do it?
Listen, now,
I don't care what he said.
Those of you, on a short note, those of you who have restrictions are to stay within your restrictions. It's a side note. Stay within your restrictions. You can't choose to break your restrictions when you want to break your restrictions and then look at them when they come to ask you to do more work. You feel like, oh no, you breaking my restrictions. Well, you broke it yesterday when you did 12 hours on the street, or you broke it. So once you break your restriction, you almost technically don't even have a valid work restriction.
It's game
anymore.
over. Yep, it's game over.
All right, because you just violated, proving that you no longer need those restrictions. If that makes sense, that you no longer need those restrictions because you're better than that at that point in time. So I would watch that if I was you. If any of those of you out there who has restrictions.
And it'll hurt you in the long run too. You know, when something else happened major, and it's like, okay. So yeah, definitely note that and watch that. If you can't do it, you can't do it.
I mean, you got to understand that. I mean, if you got a restriction, you got a restriction. You shouldn't be doing something if you can't do it. No matter if you today I feel like I can do it. You shouldn't be doing it at all.
I agree.
So harassment, discrimination, there's a lot of things that fall under that. And then you have the next biggest one would be hostile work environment, right? Under that somewhere also falls favoritism and biasness, right? That can go into discrimination, but favoritism and biasness, everything has to be fair across the board, or that opens up the door for some form of discrimination. So favoritism and biasness is also in EEO, right? Again, if you have any questions, you can call that number. We'll reiterate that number. Hopefully, if I remember by the end of the show. Matter of fact, I'll try to put it in the description. All right, the show's description, so y'all can call that. That's what we'll do. So you can start by mail, you can start by phone, you can start online, or you can go to your EEOC office to start your EEOs. Now, when you do your EEOs, I typically wouldn't start with someone I felt violated one time and then I want to file an EEO, right? Me personally, because again, I'm looking to get people removed. That's my purpose, moved or removed. At this point in time, I think we're beyond having people moved because I think there's a bigger issue up top, and I don't think a lot of let's say the supervisors don't do things under their own mindset. They're being told to do it, right? So you having that person move to another station, but they still getting told to do it. They just gonna do it at another station. That's gonna be my whole argument. Currently, if I was to put an EEO on someone, that would be my whole argument in there, which is why I want them removed. Because I don't feel like this person has a mind of their own to not harass me or not create a hostile work environment because they're being told to do it. So if this person can't never be their own man or own woman and stand up with their own mindset, then they're just going to go somewhere else and do the same thing. So at that point in time, if that person not stand up enough, they should be just removed from the post office. And any supervisor that don't have their own mind should just be removed from the post office. And if they tell me, oh, my manager told, oh, your manager told you, oh, okay, what day was this?
Yeah.
What they say? Okay, let me go to the other supervisor. Okay, got an EEO on you. Oh, your manager told you that too, huh? What? No, take that. Now I'm going to the manager on the next EEO. I need you gone.
Man, you get
Now I need the manager. Oh man, listen.
Yes, sir.
That's just how we do things now. The CSIM told you to do. I'm Frank Lucas in this joint all the way up the chain, man. This is what we need to be doing at this point in time. Somebody listen, man. Just like Diddy finna drop dimes, I need everybody in the post office to say names. Listen, if you think you're not about to be named, so he can take. Listen, they gonna get that man 1 month off per name, so he got about 1,000 names. So listen, Coffee said he wasn't there. I just interviewed Coffee, y'all. He said he wasn't there, even though he got the name Black Knight like he was there. Clearly, the name Black Knight is a foreign name. Clearly, he was there, but he said he ain't on tape, so I can't prove it yet. But stay tuned. We're doing further investigations. We'll interview some couple other people, see if his name's turned up in any documents. I'll definitely let you guys know if I find his name on documentation.
I mean, y'all gotta worry about Watkins. Watkins was in making the band, y'all. So we know if she walked across that bridge, boy, got hey, look. Don't. I know, but look. Watkins got a beautiful voice, y'all. Yeah, hey, I don't know what she did to be living in a $10 million mansion right now, and she ain't had to release no records. She ain't had to release no records. But
I'm not oily.
Hey, she always very, 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 very lubricated. So, hey, I'm just saying.
Hey,
they said Diddy has houses everywhere.
Cut Coffee mic off.
Hey man, that's his truth, man. I don't know. I'm trying to. Yeah, I like where this investigation is going. You know what I'm saying?
Coffee ain't got no proof.
Look, see, this is how you know when you barking up the right tree. That's what Diddy had said. You know, when they first raided his home, they ain't got no proof.
This ain't that
they ain't
kind
got that
of
proof.
episode.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do an EEO on. Yeah.
No, Meek Mill better do an EEO on Diddy.
EEO on her. Them federal autos coming.
Hey man, Diddy kept holding my hands. He said he wasn't gonna release no new tracks unless I did. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I had to do. But now he gonna be named because he didn't file no paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So file paperwork. Otherwise, it's like you was compliant. Your hand up, Coffee.
Yeah. On a serious note, one thing that makes an EEO become better, and not saying I believe all EEOs are legit, but the difference between one that doesn't seem legit as others is trying to have other people witnesses. The more witnesses you get, the better your case is going to be. So if you're getting harassed, talk to your neighbor to your left and to your right. To like, can you just listen out because I think they're doing this. So if you have a witness, that's going to help your case. And that will be how you can prove things more than just your word against the other person's word. And that's on all spectrums. I mean, managers can put EEOs on their bosses. Supervisors can put it on their manager. That manager can put it on their CSUMs. The CSUMs can put it on their postmaster. The postmaster can put it on their district manager. This is a tool that should be used in all cases, in all crafts, in all positions, because the truth about it is we all should come to a workplace that is safe and free, zero policy of harassment in any type of form. That's verbal, that's sexual, that's age discrimination, whatever it may be. That's how this workplace should be. And everybody should be able to witness for somebody who's getting done wrong. It shouldn't be, well, I'm afraid they're going to retaliate against me. Well, guess what? It will be you one day if you don't say anything. Say something, and that way you can make your workplace a better place. But not saying anything is only going to make it worse. And that's for supervisors who watching another supervisor do it to somebody. One day they might do it to you. and then then you're going to be looking for somebody to say something. So we all need to stick together.
Hopefully they take that in heed. You know, that's the biggest issue. People don't want to be involved.
The other part of that is, if there's harassment going on in your station or your plant or annex, most likely you're not the only person then, right? If it's a hostile work environment, then most likely it only doesn't just affect you. So with that said, it shouldn't just be you filing the EEO. You know what I'm saying? The other thing to back up your EEO is other people's EEOs.
But that's
If
how
Leonard
it be,
filed an
though.
EEO for hostile work environment or harassment, the other thing that backs up the things I'm saying in my EEO is the fact that Watkins has an EEO and it says similar things. And then Coffee has an EEO and it says similar things. Then Fee has an EEO, it says similar things. It's going to be highly unlikely that all four of these people who has these interactions with you just got the same, very similar information all in EEOs. Or 10 to 15 people. Y'all got to remember, we outnumber management like 100 to 1, depending on your size station. 30 to 1 on average, right? 30 to 1, meaning they can't beat you in a numbers game. Once they do something, they violate multiple people across the board. So yes, it should be multiple people filing these paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Every time. Don't say, oh man, well, Linda gonna file one, so Wayne gonna file one. I did that, right? I was in a situation where I did that. Guess what happened? They stopped messing with me. What about everybody else? Everybody else is still getting messed with though. They just didn't mess with me. So me filing that didn't help you to a degree. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put in your paperwork. But that's what EEO's at, right? And then coupled with EEOs, we need to be using 1767's, right? Which is for safety. Now,
yes.
Oh man.
Now, when I couple these two, let me start by saying this before I go on my next part, right? Why we're not using these tools. And again, so let me go back, y'all add the information. With EEOs, right? When you win your EEO, they're gonna ask you what you want. You should know what you want ahead of time, right? You cannot ask for it. Don't worry, the specialist is going to tell you this, right? So I just want you guys to get in your head now that you can't ask for something that you're supposed to be getting already anyway, right? So,
but how would they know that? How would they know? Like, would the specialist tell them they options? Like, okay, you can do this, this.
Because the specialist cannot interfere or try to guide you to an outcome or to a solution.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna give you an example. The biggest example I can give you on not asking for something that you should be getting anyway, right? Is to say, well, I want it to stop. The specialist is gonna tell you, don't ask for that. You can't ask for that because they're not supposed to be doing it anyway. After this outcome, they won't be doing it anyway. So why would you ask for something that's finna happen anyway? Right? So in the EEO, typically what you're probably going to be leaning more towards is settlements. Right, this is what a payola come in at, which is what I wouldn't ask for. To me, that's first level stuff. This is why a lot of people who have done EEOs on these people was allowed to stay in the post office afterwards because we settled for money instead of getting them the heck out of here. We settled for money, right? And which is something that we got to stop doing. So you can ask for money for payola, right? You do a settlement. You can ask for them to be retrained, right? Which is the supervisors, managers, all of the above. You can ask for them to be moved to another station, or you can ask for them to be removed from the post office. Now, depending on what's what and what's easier to settle in the group, and something just might have to go up to arbitration. Right. Also, when you go in, when they actually schedule a meeting, they say you do have a case. They say, no, you got a case. We gonna call. So once they get off the phone with you, right? So a short process is let's say you call, you speak to a representative, They say you got a case. Cool. We need you to go online, create this so and so, add whatever information or documents if you have any documents to the case. Cool. In the meantime, the next step for us is not for us, the people, the specialists. They're gonna contact your station. I need to talk to the supervisor, almost like an investigation, or the manager, whoever name is on this EEO that you put in the EEO. I need to contact them and ask them about these charges that they finna get. Do they know that they doing this? Was they aware that they doing this? Whatever the case is, has it been brought to their attention? Whatever the case is, y'all don't gotta worry about that. They gotta do their due diligence on the other side. Cool. Don't change the fact that they done told you got a case. Now the next step after them, after they talk to whoever gonna be involved, is setting a date. Then they set a date. They're gonna meet with you, the specialist, the manager, and whoever your representation is. Next part, you can choose for it to be a union steward. You could choose for it to be a lawyer. You could choose for it to be a close friend who's knowledgeable. Your representative is whoever it is that you want it to be. Typically, people would choose a union steward or go in with your lawyer if you know that for whatever reason you want money or you plan on suing. That's the two reasons why I would go in with a lawyer. If you think that it done got to that point, that is that serious, right? Steward or lawyer. Then your 1767's is for safety protocols. You can use 1767. That is a form. You can talk to your safety captains or your stewards. Safety captains is probably the most knowledgeable on 1767's. I'm gonna keep it real with you. So there's something that they use in practice consistently because they use it around the station or various circumstances. But it's not just a station tool for management keep having a leaky ceiling. Management got expired fire extinguishers. It's also meant for other purposes such as harassment as well, right? And you can start with that too by putting management on notice that they're harassing you. Go ahead, Coffee. You want to say something?
Yes, you can use it for harassment as well. If that's management, that is other craft employees, it's still a safety issue. If you're having safety issues on the route, or if you're having safety issues in your station, though, it can be used for that also. It just don't have to be things like a water puddle is in the middle of the floor of the station, or a light socket is, blinking off and on. It can also be for harassment. It can also be for if you hear somebody talking, telling a vulgar joke, and you feel offended by it, you can fill out one as well for that. Because we do have the third party act, meaning that you heard something that wasn't supposed to be heard, but you heard it. That's also harassment too. You can use that form for that as well.
Correct. So if you think you have a harassment situation or a possible hostile work environment, which most likely that there's harassment in there, I will start using the 1767's as well, because once I create my case, I can use those documentations or copies of those documents as my notice, right? As my evidence that I have brought this to a management's attention. I can get rid of the word of mouth because my safety captain know, my union steward know, and I have documentation that was sent to management a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and 1 week ago, putting them on notice that this is harassment behavior and they've ignored it. That's evidence for you.
So, Coffee, do it supposed to be a safety captain at every station? Because my manager asked me, like, well, you could just be the safety captain too. I'm like, no, I don't know nothing about that. I mean, point somebody else to, or ask somebody else, do they want to do it? Like, what the hell?
It should be one at each station.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's fell through the cracks. It's supposed to be a partnership between management, upper management, and the union to be able to find that bridge, that gap, to have somebody who knows what's safe, what's unsafe in a building, so they can speak to it. Therefore, the management team that's in the building should listen to it. They should almost take it as, this is a warning before I file a 16-7, before I file a official document. So if it should be one at each station. The problem with it is you got to have a person who wants to be able to hold other people accountable. That's where it first starts at. Most people don't want to tell somebody, if somebody outside and they got their truck running and they run back in the station. That person needs to have that personal conversation with them. Like, that's a no-no. You shouldn't be doing that.
Now, as added on coffee, before I continue, my apologies. A safety
Go ahead.
captain is in between management and the union. Technically, he or she can bring to the attention on both sides that y'all doing something unsafe. It's why Coffee just
Correct.
used an example of a carrier doing something. Go ahead, Coffee.
Correct. I mean, you as a carrier leave it on a car running while they run back in the building. That's a no. You can also, if I feel, or if the safety captain feels like that a manager is verbally abusing or just hounding a particular carrier, that safety captain can intervene and say, I don't believe this is correct, proper etiquette for you to be doing to this person. Now, I'm pretty sure that supervisor going to be upset about that, but you got to have that kind of brass tacks to be able to say what's safety. You can't just want it the title. You got to be more into like, no, you don't do that.
Right.
So it got to be a person who's willing to. It's a job that you're not going to get a lot of notice for it. It's not going to be something that you can put it on your resume, but I mean, unless you're a company who want to be safe, that's what's going to happen. I think a lot of times what happens is that most stations don't have one because those station managers don't take safety to be that high on their priority. I'm just going to keep it frank. Both management and the union should want a safety captain in place. He or she should be in place so it makes that place more safe. You should want another eye of accountability, and far as anything, even if you don't think you can talk to the union steward, you should be able to go talk to the safety captain about things that you feel that is unsafe. If you feel like, I think you said it earlier, where a manager or supervisor making googly eyes at you, you can have that conversation with that safety captain. Like, I'm starting to feel a little creeped out by him or her looking at me all the time. They should be able to have that uncomfortable conversation. If somebody's inside of the building whose hygiene is bad, that falls under safety. That's bothering your nose, is making you unsafe in the building because you can't smell everything. You can have that conversation with your safety captain, so he can have that conversation with them. Most safety captains try to have things off book, meaning that they'll try to have that conversation with that person before paperwork has to be done. But in most cases, paperwork has to be done for most people to be like, oh damn, I do kind of should respect what he or she is saying. So the safety captain should be in each building, and if not, if you're a union steward or you're just any craft employee, should be talking to your union and to management about why don't we have a person like that. That person is like, I would almost say that person is like the deacon in a church. It's not a huge role until you need that person to be there. It's like the custodian in the building. It's just the paperwork. It's the clerical person of that way. So I think we should have one in every building, and we should want one in every building, and that's from management side and the union side.
Okay, cool. So that's the gist on 1767's and EEOs. Now, if y'all need further information, again, you can always go to the EEO website. They do have a website. My bad. The EEOC.gov, right? And you can look up under there how to file charge of employment discrimination of various things such as that nature. Also, a quick run back on what I was saying. EEO specialists are not a part of management. They are their own entity that was created, right, to make sure the jobs stay in check on discrimination, harassment, and hostile work environments, right? They're not with management. They're not with any actual business, right? And once any business hit, I believe, 100 employees, they will have to start abiding by the EEOC protocols once they get of a certain size. So this goes for all businesses. This ain't just for the post office. It's for all businesses that have to abide by this type of thing. Go ahead, Coffee.
I was just saying. I know we hadn't found Meek Mill had made a personal appearance, but I thought I saw Meek Mills in the back of Watkins. Uh, wherever she had hiding out at. It's a little dark back there, Watkins. I don't know if you had Meek
I
Mill in there.
no, I'm
Yeah,
at home. I just
he
got
he was
my
Okay,
he was
cool.
he was taking
Sam,
the boxes of lotion out back so he can bury him. So just in
Samuel
case,
was
just
cooking, so
just in case they break in. But how'd your baby oil? Remember that on Fast and Furious when Tyrese told me about rock controller? Hey, me, but how'd your baby oil?
I can't
He
stand
told
y'all.
Tyrese, hey, you better hide that big ass forehead.
For
I don't
real.
know. Sam cooking, so
Felicia, now Fee definitely be shiny as a joint. Felicia got probably the most.
don't you
I don't want
dare.
to say lubricant because I don't want to mean sexual. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be lubricant. Listen, we gonna move forward.
Don't start with me.
You know what I'm
Don't.
saying?
I know that's
Listen,
right. I'm so glad you hear that.
Don't start with me.
Fee, you be shiny though. I'm just saying. Listen, you're a woman, so I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
I can't help
It is
it.
what it is.
They
You
want you
can.
to
You
be
just
ashy.
listen. I'm
That's
just
what
saying.
Diddy said.
Anybody with over
Why you put them
any
shades on?
anybody because he pleading the fifth. You know what I'm saying? Anybody with over 10 bottles of some type of lube in their house right now probably gonna get the Rico. I'm just letting you know. So if you might want to throw a bottle out, flush a
Oh
bottle down the
man,
toilet. If you got 10 or more, they probably coming. So
they last for a long
Watch out,
time.
Watson. They coming.
but look, this how you counter that. When you show up at court, just go to court ashy. Like, listen, y'all can look at me. I don't use lube. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whose that was. Clearly somebody Diddy trying to set me up. You know what I'm saying? I've never been to a party. I'm not in the video. I don't know where that came from. But I don't even use lotion or
I
Jergens
did.
or baby oil, Vaseline, whatever it is that y'all use.
Well, I hope
So,
ain't nobody using nothing Johnson, but that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, depending on what you can afford.
It don't matter. You can't
We
afford cancer. That's for
just came out
dang
the
on sure.
pandemic. You
Well,
lucky it
he
ain't
did
water.
have
Some people
the
just
baby oil, so I mean, all that baby oil he been putting on people. That was Johnson and Johnson.
I knew dude was weird.
he kept them in business. Look, you know
that's
what he
that's
should
why
do?
you got out of making a band.
He should say, listen, none of this is new, right? I stocked up on baby oil during the COVID. You know what I'm saying? That's what he should say.
During the pandemic.
Listen, we couldn't go outside like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make appearances, and there's a lot of stores shut down. So one time I went in Walmart and I just bought as many bottles of lube as I could just in case, because I didn't know we gonna come back outside. You know what I'm saying? So I got like a lifetime supply, like a bunker. You know what I'm saying? I got canned goods back there I ain't used. I got a lot of whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. That's what I say. I bought this during COVID, man. I just had this since COVID. I just ain't used it yet.
They are about to R. Kelly that boy. I don't think he's gonna get out. Like even from that denial, that's a whole nother thing. But they arrested Bill Cosby. He out of here.
That did be wrong.
Yeah, they did, but at least he out though. So
And listen,
I just want to know: are they gonna put him and R. Kelly in the same jail?
where is R. Kelly?
I don't think they can.
Hey, look, all I know is if they put him and R. Kelly in the same jail, they better make some hell of live music. You got a producer, a writer, and a singer. Shoot.
No, this what I'm gonna say though. If this is all on side note, if they in the same jail, R. Kelly run the jail.
He done been there long enough.
R. Kelly, nah. Diddy name
I'm not-
ain't never gonna be
I'm
up there with R.
not-
Kelly. He made a lot of money. His name ain't up there. I think Kel's got a level of respect in the jail that Diddy wouldn't.
I mean, he should have
Diddy been on
that
camera
now, but
kicking chicks and whatnot, man. Like
I
they gonna
just
act a
think
fool on
they-
Diddy. R. Kelly might save him though. R. Kelly might have the power inside to save him. Like,
I
hey man,
guess.
hey Diddy,
Kel
come
said
over
you
under.
ain't saved me when I was up in here, so hey, come on.
Nah, they double jeopardy R. Kelly for real. Y'all should have charged him for that shit 20 years ago. I don't want to hear that. Y'all put a documentary out, then he nigga going to jail for the same shit he done did 20 years ago, just like they did OJ. They couldn't catch him for that first one. Then give him 30 for taking. That's something else. But
I got a question. Watkins, are you in hiding because you believe that you was part and you gonna be charged in this RICO case with Diddy, and that's why you in hiding now?
you know, I'm
Okay,
always, hey, I ain't hard to find. I ain't ducking no
yep.
action. And Coffee,
Oh
get
well,
up off me. So I don't know. I'm telling you, he got them little shades
hey,
in his hand.
you you see Fee hiding. She definitely hiding from the RICO
Fee
charges.
ain't Fee ain't ducking no action.
Listen,
Fee,
I'm gonna
where
tell
you
you
at?
before Fee hopped on the show today, she gonna text me and ask me, do I got a voice changer for her?
I wanted a voice changer too. Like, I mean,
Why?
because LA be trying
Because
to
you
have
did
this look
because
dark, and he
because
be
they
having
did
this
something. That's
look,
why.
you
We
know,
ain't did
like
They
nothing.
did something. They did something. That's why.
there ain't nobody. I said that at first. I said, "Oh no,
Look, the first time
I
Fee
ain't
came in
got."
here, guess what her title said?
What?
Guess 1576.
I know that's right, Fee.
Boy, I tell
Dang,
you.
it's like an inmate number. So she
Hey,
already get
yeah.
mentally prepared that she going down. She knows she going. She
She
knows she
already
going.
know it.
Yeah, she
She
get it
already
ready.
telling the feds what her number is.
Inmate 1576. Just go ahead and put that on my joint. You know what I'm saying? Because
God
Y'all ignorant,
damn.
man.
I got too much oil to
I
hide.
promise. Look.
I got too much oil to hide.
Uh,
So I'm gonna have to go down. But all jokes aside, yeah. But that's the general of what EEOs and 1767s are now. Well, okay, I'll give it to the group. Why y'all don't think we use EEOs or 1767s as much as we should be using them as the postal service?
I'll tell you
I
why.
personally think. Hold on, Coffee. Let me take this real quick. I
Go
think
ahead.
they're
Go ahead. Do
not.
your thing.
They're not encouraged enough. A lot of people won't tell you about them. You know, I found out about EEOs through someone else, and it was just like, damn. You know, people don't tell you, like, okay, it can be the worst situation, and maybe they'll call the union or talk to their steward and stuff like that, and then it's like, okay, they'll try to file a grievance study just going straight for the juggler because the situation be that bad. So people think just like typical workroom harassment, oh, we'll just file a grievance. That's not an EEO. They think it's on a whole nother level, and they really don't know about it. I don't think they talk about it enough, you know. I done told several people about it, and they like, damn, I can do it. Like, yeah, I didn't know that either, you know. What you think? I mean, they don't say it enough. We hear a lot of grieving, but we don't really hear a lot of that with the worst managers, you know.
I think the reason we don't use it enough is because like you said, it's not talked about enough, and it's not
Right.
a tool that we tell people to put in their toolbox. Number two, I believe that we have got. I think everybody has got too saturated with allowing bad behavior to exist. We're learning how to be able to live with bad behavior other than, what I'm saying, making sure that bad behavior doesn't. We got Stockholm syndrome. We're just starting to be okay with somebody treating us any kind of way, which
Right.
shouldn't be what it is. And third, I believe
Okay, Eric.
I don't think any union person I have ever talked to have said, well, I take that back. I know one. Uh, I only know one person who on said you should maybe think about an EEO. It's
Right.
not a tool that we use enough. Certain situations don't. You shouldn't have to use it, but a lot of situations you should, and therefore we find ourselves in positions where carriers have to behave badly, and that's when we start saying, "Oh, we should have did this." Well, we should do it from the beginning. You got anything, Fee? I just think it's one of those tools that we don't want to use it for just because you feel upset. It's not something
True.
if you get your feelings
I
hurt.
agree. I agree because some cases people be like, well, he did this. That's the EEO. It's like, no, that's just maybe a dignity and respect. Maybe just, maybe they just need to get checked. Let them know that, you got them on notice about that. I ain't going to tolerate that. You ain't going to talk to me any kind of way or whatever the situation may be. But I think it's just kind of a little unbalanced there. Like I said, people really don't talk about it as much. Not saying I don't know if it steps on the union toes when people reach out and go that other step, but some people have to. Some people file the same grievances on manage the same person. It can be the same thing, and it's
Yes,
just like, come on now, like what now? If this was happening, we are in the real world, but we are federal as well. And it's like, okay, that's a lawsuit. That's all you thinking about. Okay, this is a lawsuit. This says not to do this in the contract. They still doing it. But they're telling me to do this. I probably should have done that. You know, goes
correct.
back to a lot of people just always ask questions. No question is a dumb question. I don't give a crap.
Never.
Always ask questions. I ask so many questions. I don't care if I asked you before. I ain't get it before. I'm gonna ask.
And you
You
gotta
know.
and you gotta stop being afraid to be a person who know your rights. You need to know your rights. That's where it started first. You need to know that employee can't treat you a certain type of way. Also, you need to be able to understand and communicate, like Watkins said, to other people about should this be happening to me? Should somebody be able to do this to me because I'm in a lesser role? I'm not in the power dynamic that they are. So asking questions, like she said, is the most critical position that you want to be in, because if you ask people questions, they'll tell you that, and you can look and you'll just be able to look at their face and know if that's something somebody should be able to do to you or not. You will know that right off jump. If somebody said, "Oh, I have a supervisor who every time my back is turned, he comes and rubs against me, even though it was enough room for him not to touch me." You're gonna see everybody's face go like, "Are you serious?"
Right. Right.
Uh, you, you know, I like to tell people, because I don't use profanity. Um, Profanity is
You use
harassment.
it, but you use it in a different type of form.
See, do I use the profanity words?
To
See.
me, those are profanity words, sir. But okay, I'm gonna
I
let
do
you
not
have it.
use
I'm gonna let you
profanity.
have it.
Just because I substitute, it shows great restraint. But
Man.
I, if somebody is using profanity to you and towards you, you have the right to be like, "Hey, excuse me,
Right.
please don't talk to me that way. I feel offended that way." Tap somebody to your left or right, and you make sure that they can hear you, and you be able to respond like, "Okay, that's what you think. That's an EEO." Any other thing that you have, anything else you have, Watkins, on any other harassment thing that you can think about that you can share, so they'll know what's harassment and what's not.
I mean, just like you got to start from the basics. The way a person talk to you, the way you're being treated. You got to
Correct.
peep a situation. Okay, this person, why they doing this to this person and treat me like that? It can be on any different level. It can be some petty ass. Okay, this carrier outside smoking right here, but when I come outside and smoke, it's an issue. You just gotta watch your back with management and, you know, be a part of the winning team. You know, whoever in
Yes.
for the fight, whoever, just not gonna sit there and just let anything go on, because that's very important. Because like Coffee said earlier, you can be that person. It hey, they don't
Yes.
discriminate with that. anybody can get it. So, you know, ask questions
Absolutely.
and, even if, it been situations where a person has seen this and that and they still might not do a statement or whatever, don't think it stops there. That's
Correct.
when the fight should be harder. Your word is bond. Just think about it that way. I'm the type, it's like, okay, you ain't got to write a statement, but I'm going to put it in there that you were there because that's my detailed statement. You were there. You was probably 5 feet away. So you going to get in this regardless, whether you want to or not. Now, if they ask you
Correct.
about it, you can lie and say, "Oh, I ain't see nothing." That's what you can do. But you were here, so that's just it. Don't be afraid to say something and or just ask somebody. Or if that person, if you feel you ask somebody something, it's like, okay, he telling me some bull crap. Go to another person. Google stuff,
Yes.
read, listen, audio, however you get your information or can understand it, is important. You
Correct.
know, we got to stop this work harassment. We got to stop just thinking everything is a simple grievance. If you got to take that extra step, you have to take that extra step because it's happening to you.
Sometimes I think too, not that they're not knowledgeable. Sometimes they just sweep it under the rug. And I know I find that a lot up here, where I've told them to put EEOs on management, and they
But
don't.
they be fearful,
They
fee. They be
scared.
kind of,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're
they
scared to
do.
do it for some odd reason. But if you won't change, you got to move forward and go and start putting the paperwork on management so that either you can get them removed, get some type of discipline put on them because they don't hesitate to do it to us.
Put
What you
them
got
on
to
notice.
understand is that what are you afraid of? You're already being treated badly, right? You can't be afraid of the obvious. They're going to treat you any type of way they want to. The only way you can ever say, "Hey, this is not the way I want to be treated," is saying by with your paperwork. If you allow somebody to treat you a certain way, how can you be mad about the way they treat you? If you're silent, you're complicit to the behavior. In layman's term, that you're okay with the way they're treating you when that's not the way they should be treating you. They should be treating you like an adult, like a person, like a human being that should be respected, heard from. That's how they should be treating you. Doesn't mean that everything that they say is wrong. Doesn't mean everything that you ask is wrong. Everybody has a job. Everybody's supposed to be doing a job. It's the way that they talk to you. It's the what. It's not. It's what they say to you. They can tell you, look, the point that you're trying to get across is not valid. I need you to go. I need you to go throw. If you're a clerk, I need you to go make sure you throw out them packages. If you're a carrier, I understand what you're saying. Guess what? When you come back tomorrow, you can ask for union time, and then you can try to get your steward to file a grievance.
Right.
That's not
Right.
harassment. But if they come up here and tell you, man, shit the blank, 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 blank up, I don't want to hear a blank, 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 blank thing you said. That's a different story then. That's discrimination. That's harassment. That is, nobody should be talking to you in that type of way. Nobody should be belittling you in that type of way. You shouldn't be a person that's being talked to that type of way. So, one thing I'll always echo to each and every person is you are somebody and you should be treated like somebody. And that's the best way I can ever tie a bow to it. And sometimes we get to the mindset of, oh, if I do it, they gonna make me feel bad. Okay, you already feel bad because they're doing it to you already. So let's be less fearful of a short term uh, situation because you're in a long term situation already. For the next how many months or years you're going to be there with that person, they're going to continue to treat you that way. Do you want to be treated that way, or do you want to be treated with dignity and respect? So, Fee, what things do they say they're fearful of? when they say they don't want to do one.
Okay, so I got an instance where I told one of my carriers to file an EEO on the management. Well, I'm scared that they're going to retaliate on me and do worse things to me than what they're already doing. And like I explained to the carrier, they can't do that. You document everything. Every time they come to you and say something that they shouldn't be saying, every time that they make rude gestures towards you, anything, you document that. You put paperwork and have a paper trail
Yes.
on everything that they're doing. So when you file that EO, you got a list of things that they done, and you can either get them about the station, get them retrained, get them fired, anything, get them removed, anything. But you can't be afraid to put paperwork on management because they're not afraid to put it on us.
That's true. One thing I always say, and I say this to management a lot, because a lot of time we not understanding. Uh, a lot of craft employees don't understand. Management is under a lot of pressure as well, in the same way that craft employees feel like they're attacked. Management feel like they're attacked. I would say this to management: you're going to continue to get attacked if somebody is telling you to do something that you shouldn't be doing, right? They're telling you to some harass and abuse uh, the craft. The one thing I would tell you, change is not going to be easy, but it's necessary. So as a management part of the management team, one thing you need to know is that you didn't sign up to overuse your power or to abuse your power. So you should be saying, okay, how do I turn around and put an EEO on my upper management? And I know a lot of people gonna say, oh, that's career suicide. You're already in a situation that's going to continue to get worse. Continue to get worse. Craft employees, if you do not say something, it will continue to get worse. Nothing is going to change if you do nothing. I'm not going to tell you it's going to change overnight. I would be lying to you. What I can tell you is change is like a snowball rolling down a mountain. It doesn't look like something when you let it go, but as it builds up more and more snow, it will be an avalanche. So we have to start somewhere so we can stop people from talking to us and treating us any type of way. The best way to do it is to be able to come in and have a productive conversation in the EEOC process. It is there for us to be able to talk about issues and get those issues out. Sometimes we have supervisors and management behaving badly because of a lot of different reasons. The most the most notable reason is I'm trying to impress my boss, and so I get a little too mouthy. We need to be able to do better than that, and I know we can do better than that. That's from craft. That's from management. We have to treat each other the way we should be treated.
Mm, that's how you feel.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're not going to get better because you got to ask yourself, if you're in this for a year, then you don't care. I understand why you wouldn't care. If you in this so you can buy a new car and then you're going to get out of it, I understand why you don't care. But for the majority of us, we're in here for the long haul. We're in here for retirement. We're in here to make sure our families can have a better life, to provide a life worth living. And therefore, we must provide a company that's worth being a part of, and that's to each and every person. That's not only to management, that's not only to craft employees, that's not only to clerks, not only to custodians, carriers, material handlers, forklift driver, truck drivers. That is to each and every man and woman who says they are proud to be a United States Postal Service member. The mission is to be able to go out and provide great community service toward these communities to be able to be counted on to do the things that we need to do. That's the call. That's the mission. The mission is bigger than you. The greatest thing we can do is be accountable for our behavior. And what I will say to management, abusing your power is only telling me that you're a very small person. When you're entrusted with power, you should be using it for good. Just because you're in a position today to be able to say, go do this, go do this, don't confuse that as that means that you're somebody great. Great leaders work for their people to make their people look better. And when your people look better, just from their success, you're going to look better. So you shouldn't the EEOC process shouldn't be taking place. It should be in any workplace. You shouldn't want to even have one employee believe that they have to do that. But if they do, we want them to know that is their federal right, and we should not hinder the process. If a person put charges on you, guess what you should do? Tell the truth. And if you did it, be a man and a woman, and say, I did this, but I'm gonna do better.
Okay, so I miss part, right?
Yes.
So in short, what was your reason for why you believe, as in your opinion, that they don't use the EEO and
I
1767's in the more extreme way? Because I told you both, me and Coffee, both extremists of the group. He
right.
typically more violent extremist. I'm typically more push you to the edge. So I would like push you to the edge, like to get you to do something. As long as it was legal, I would push you to the edge of the cliff, which is not illegal, right? But I'm willing to take you that far to prove a point. Coffee would definitely push you off the ledge and then take a piece of the ledge and throw it down on top of you just to make sure that you ain't getting up. That's Coffee. And he don't care if that part is legal or not. So we both extremists. We just two different type of extremists. So I miss it. I miss his opinion or his yeah.
Well, the first reason, I mean, I don't think anybody mentions it to you until you're so frustrated. It's not a tool that they give you to put in your toolbox. Number one, most people don't know that it exists. Number two, I don't know if the union don't want us to use it, or if the union just don't think they should come to that. So I'm not going to say the union don't want us to use it, but I don't think the union ever publicizes it to the whole. Like, hey, if this situation just becomes so problematic that we should be using this, I don't think that they come down and say, hey, this is going to be problematic. Hey, the grievance process is not going to be the greatest process for this. You should go do an EEO. Not saying they don't say that. I just hadn't heard what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they believe in the process as well. But I think the problem is, I believe it's too many damn scary people. I'm
And
just
what,
gonna be
what was
honest with
and what was yours, Watkins? Did Watkins
I'm,
say?
I mean, you can't really take the fear out of people. I don't understand, but I get it. But I just don't understand. It's like to get treated like that on any kind of level. I don't care what it is. Or now, some people in the union encourage me to like, okay, Cherie, that's the EO. You know, I wouldn't say everybody did that, but some. So
Okay.
it's really important though. You know, sometimes you gotta take that extra step.
Okay. Did Fee say? Was Fee here?
Yeah, I said because they're
Yeah,
scared. It's like they feel like they're intimidated, or if they put it EO on management, that management is going to go and retaliate.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't go with. Oh. Oh. Okay. So let me preface this.
Hold on.
before,
Did Watkins tell
before I
you
go
that?
off, what
Okay.
happened? She got found.
No,
I thought the raid hit it already. Okay.
I thought it for a second too, but she's still safe.
Okay. So did she tell me what happened? What I missed?
She was just saying that she found out she wasn't in none of them tapes, so she know they ain't coming for her. Fee don't know yet. Fee, that's why Fee ain't exposing her face yet, because Fee said she don't want them to know where she at. She laying low somewhere. She's somewhere in Colorado somewhere.
I'm at home.
If
If
I
they
see any
I'm
was,
at home
video,
writing grievances for
if if
Article 8.
oh
if I
God,
see
I got an Article
if I
14.
see any of the videos that come out and it don't show the woman upper torso but her thighs rubbed together, that was Fee. I'm telling y'all now, that's my sister. Especially if it's blue pants with a dark blue stripe on the side. If you see a hole in the side of whatever, or the thighs rubbing together,
God
that's
damn.
Fee. And she had on postal plans clearly. I'm just letting y'all
What?
know now. So keep a lookout for us. Let us know in the comment section below. if you see this online somewhere, make sure you tag us hashtag Postal Blue. Hey,
And
Cass,
they
we
gonna
found her.
know,
Here she
and
go.
they
You know what I'm
and they
saying?
gonna know right where we at because of
Yeah.
coffee. And we did
Hey,
anything. It
Kofi
just
said he got to clear
look,
himself because he might have been in one
look,
of them. So
and I
Coffee
no,
trying to
wasn't in
he
get
none of those.
Coffee doing the right thing. He trying to get out in front of. Hey, I'm gonna start snitching now before they come
that's
get me.
exact
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
that yeah,
Let me
Look,
big
let me throw
Woody
people
right
in front
there.
of you. You know
Yep.
what I'm
first
saying?
of all, me and Woody is not like, I tell everybody, I am a very upstanding, law abiding man. If you do something with me that you don't want the authority to know, you might not want to do it to me. I
Oh
don't break I
man,
don't break laws. I don't break
thanks,
laws. I
thanks for
I'm gonna tell you, Ray. Look. The police ain't gotta come look for me. If you think I'm a part of something, just come over here. Just drive up. Like, hey, you have something to do with that? Nope, I don't. I didn't have nothing to do with that. But I saw when Watkins went in there and bought that 15 bottles of
e-
baby oil. I saw
extra
that.
extra information. They asked you one question. Did you have
Look,
anything to do with it? Coffee.
But
It's
you got to
look,
okay.
get a full answer though. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
It's
you got to
yeah.
give
okay.
a full answer.
He just
Look,
added some information.
look.
But
The
I
more, the
seen her
more.
do this. I know you did.
Look, they already at my door. I don't need my neighbors knowing that the police like to frequent my address. So look, I got to get them all the information. You ain't got to come back. I will look. All I ask for to testify is a great suit and
We're
and
we're
some fruit.
we're here on a telecom how a carrier got caught with baby oil in a vehicle. I'm sure Leonard will hear it first.
It's
Well, I
gonna be a
from
mean,
post.
from
It's gonna be a
from
postal
coffee
scandal.
from
Listen,
coffee
we gonna
station.
bring it. We're gonna bring it to y'all first. It's a postal scandal.
hey,
From
Po-
coffee
postal
station.
employees, postal employees hauling baby oil for Diddy across America.
look, hey, the stuff that go down at the T station, boy. The T station always been that station that's been
Listen,
popping.
listen. If
Mm.
anybody that's carriers right now, if you get a package that's leaking, don't even deliver that. Take that back to
Oh, he
management.
looking.
You don't want to be caught in it.
Hey,
You don't know what's in there. I don't know
they
what
put
Diddy
your
got going
fingerprints on it.
on. If he trying to hide evidence or something, but somebody gonna have to take care of this. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I'm on a 15
Don't
pound
even take it out the
restriction.
office. Don't even take it out the office. Hand
Yeah, I
it right to the
promise.
desk. Like, hey man, here you go, man. I don't know what that is.
I promise you. Look, that's Watkins, and that's her route. But that baby will be coming up missing all the time.
You gonna see me in the office for failure to follow. I got a 15 pound restriction. I can't carry all that baby oil. Nope.
Mm.
No man. I don't even use
I
baby
mean,
oil back.
Now, okay. So hold on. Let me get people my idea. So let me clarify this again. The
hell.
Leonard opinion is Leonard opinion.
Yeah.
Hold
He
on, till you say
always
it.
do that
let
like
me
Hold on,
let me
hold
let
on,
me
hold up,
clarify
hold up,
because listen,
hold up till you
I want to
start.
say people been shooting shots behind the scenes, man.
Hold
You
on,
too,
hold
Coffee.
on,
You don't cause some strays. I'd have
hold
had to say
on,
dude
something. I'd have had
man.
hold
to say
on.
something.
Let me
All right,
just
go
get
ahead.
mine off. Let me get mine off myself. I just want y'all to let y'all know. I go by Black Knight, but my official government name is Demetric Ricardo Coffee Senior.
Oh my God.
Don't
Ricardo.
send a message to somebody else for me. I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find. Let me tell you
You may
something. If you don't
you may
like
be hard
something,
to talk. You may be hard to talk to. You know,
yeah,
you
because
got
I,
the
I
little
look, I look. I'm just letting you know. If you don't like what I'm saying and you don't like what I'm doing, there's only one thing you can do. Either you gonna come up here on live and with us on the podcast and you explain what you don't like. But I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi. I'm like a Baptist preacher. I don't mind putting my hands on people.
That
Leave
sound
me in what leave
Coffee.
me in whatever I'm
Whoa.
doing out of it.
The government got him, y'all. The
Good.
government,
Okay.
the government
Good.
got him.
I don't want to hear no.
He
Oh,
back on.
The government
yeah, they,
disconnected you for a second.
yeah, they trying to look. Leave me in what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, leave me alone. But I'm telling you now, I ain't trying to mix no word.
Don't
Look,
repeat that, Coffee.
stop
Don't
going stop going to other members of this podcast believing they gonna say you, because when it's on red. Now I respect everybody. I believe in love, I believe in healing, I believe in Jesus, but I'm from Revelation now. I'm from the Revelation, but I ain't made it to Psalms, and I ain't made it. Look, leave me alone now. If you don't like what I'm saying now, just say, "Hey, that's his opinion," until I put your name in it, because I will. Because once I hear who you say, I'm definitely going to address you. You definitely not going to be anonymous. I'm going to say your whole name here.
don't tell
And if
him.
you
Don't
say
tell him. Y'all
and
don't say.
if you say something, I'm definitely going to put your name out there. I don't care. If you don't like something, do something about it. What we're doing on this podcast is we're sick and tired of the status quo. If you're saying that you're doing the same thing we're doing, you're fighting for carriers. You're saying you're fighting for the car app. You say you're fighting for management. Then fight. I ain't Martin. I'm Malcolm. Before he went to Mecca, before he went to the Mecca. I'm just gonna be honest
Man,
with you.
government. Ain't no
So
government.
so so leave me. Hey, I'm telling you now. I don't want no problems, but I don't mind having them. So my opinion is gonna always be my opinions. I don't back down. I
Hmm.
don't run for nothing. My daddy left me with my after he had sex with my mom. I ain't had nobody to run home to now. So I'm telling you now,
Mic
I
check.
ain't hard to
Mic check.
find.
Mic
I ain't
check.
hard to find now. This is what I
You
Mic
do.
got you got to
check.
get that off. You got to
Mic
get that off.
check. Mic check.
Yeah.
God, come on, Coffee, man.
You got to
I'm
get that
just
off.
saying, people have too much stuff to say about
He got to
nothing.
give a backstory on
I
why he
one thing
finna
I
do
don't
it.
do
No.
is when a person has something to say, you can say it. If you feel like my views, LA views, we're gonna leave Watkins and Fee out of this because they don't sit on the side of the street that we sit on. You know what I'm saying? But if you throw a rock at them and I see you, I'm gonna throw a boulder at you now. Just because they don't like violence like me in LA, that's a different story.
Hey, hey, hey,
But I
hey,
will fight for my
hey, hey,
people.
hey. I'm with the
No,
smoke, bruh.
leave your guns at home.
I'm
Yeah,
with the
and
smoke.
when you throw the
You
rock
you
at them, Coffee gonna throw the boulder at you. Then I'm gonna throw a
yeah
bottle of baby oil at you too.
yeah.
And nigga, take this
I
We
with
gonna
you.
got
make sure
you.
you don't get away. We gonna
I
make
Right? And
sure
got
then
you.
call
you,
the
Mo.
police.
I
Then
Yep.
got
call the police. Well, once I pour the baby oil on him, calling the police. Hey, I think he in it. Rico,
That's
come
what we
get
yeah,
call
him.
a conspirator.
with me.
Like
Come get him.
like come on now, bro. Like we out here for the all the same reason, for to bring information, to bring better ways to do things, to bring awareness to things. If you don't like what I'm doing, then that's cool. But I'm telling you now, you got a problem with me, hey, put an addy on it. And I'll pull up on you now.
Coffee,
I
ain't
ain't got no
nobody got
problem
no
with that.
problems
Look,
with you,
look.
man.
I'm just
God,
saying.
man, ain't
I told
I'm
y'all
just
he
saying.
more extreme.
calm down, Coffee. This ain't this.
You know,
We
Look,
cause
it don't
we
gotta
talk
be
about
physical smoke. It could be
we,
verbal smoke.
we
Look,
I
talk.
the
mean,
problem is
I
people say things behind the scenes, but nobody wants
correct.
to answer to the things that they're saying. And we're not even saying that it has to be a physical confrontation to answer for. Come talk to me.
Ain't nobody
That's it.
coming to talk to Coffee
Anybody
right
can feel
now.
different.
Ain't
What
nobody
you
coming
mean?
to talk
And
Look,
Coffee.
I'm just saying because I'm from old school. I don't
See,
believe that you should address somebody through somebody else. I don't believe in it. If I have a problem with you, I must come talk to you man or man to woman and have that conversation with you. When you're talking behind somebody's back, it gives me the nervous feeling that you might do something to me because you're talking
nervous?
behind
You
my back.
nervous? You
It,
nervous?
it may and once I get nervous, you know what I'm saying, I'm liable to do anything. That's what the therapist say. But as I digress, if you have something that you would like to say about this podcast, All you got to do is hit somebody's phone line and say, I would like to come on and be able to air out my grievances with you. If that's not what you want to do, go to our YouTube, go to Amazing Studio YouTube page and just get in the comments. Don't send it to one of the people on the screen right now, because then I feel a type of way.
You good now?
You
good
it's
now?
all
You
the
got
way
that?
up.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now.
He done set
God
the
is
mic
good.
down.
God is
Okay.
good all
Lord
the time, and
Jesus.
all the time, God
Good.
is good.
You don't want to mess
Okay.
with him now. You don't want
Okay.
to mess with him.
Now, on my part, right? I made up my mind earlier this year, over a period of 5.5 years, that something was gonna have to change in the post office if me or anyone that's in any of my circles was gonna stay here long time or long term. I made up my mind that comfortably something would have to change drastically in the post office for that to happen. Otherwise, that wouldn't be the thing. Now, people shouldn't have to run from a job, not because the job itself is bad, but because people keep doing antagonizing things to cause you to have a bad day. When there's things in place to stop that from happening, I shouldn't have to give up a 30-year job because A don't want to protect me from B when A whole job is to protect me from B.
And the job
Right?
not hard. The job not
Correct.
hard at all. I enjoy my job. I honestly do. I mean, it's not the job itself. It's the people giving instructions and everybody else on top of the tree. So we just at the
And the side of the
bottom.
tree,
Well, in the side too.
which
You know,
we gonna talk about, right?
we
Finna get on this. Hold on. That's why I'm trying to weather the calm before the storm, right? So this is why it's important. I made my mind up way before we did the first episode of the Postal Blue. I already had to set in my head on we gonna do this. I didn't know what it was called, what it'd be look like, if it was gonna be a show, if it was gonna be if I was just gonna have to go down, start carrying mail, and then just start it from the ground up with putting EEOs on people just to
on
start
the
leading by
street.
example. But it was gonna happen. I had made that up in my mind that it was gonna happen already, right? So, me personally, I have a clear finish line that I have in my head already, right? I have to go from here, and for me to get from here to there, along with the post office intact, some things are gonna have to be addressed in between times, and some things will have to change in between times. But I can see the finish line, right? I can see it. With that said, if you in my way, for whatever reason that you choose to be in my way, I will address you when I get there. That's your choice. If you doing any, and by this path, I mean, if you're doing anything that you ain't got no business doing, you might want to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing by the time I get to where you're supposed to be at in my road. That's your problem.
Preach.
Because for the past 5.5 years, y'all have made things my problem, or made things Coffee problem, or Watkins problem, or Fee problem, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it. So now I'm gonna bring the problem to you. Hopefully you not there when I get there, but if you there when I get there, you gonna have a major problem, and that's just how it's gonna be. You can accept it,
My
not accept
Lord.
it. You can do the Kevin Lau, step down. Soon as Diddy got convicted, niggas left. People step down from positions. Let me get out the way. They
Hey,
saw
you
it coming.
see? Hey, you see the public? She turned off her
So,
email and her phone number. She just
so
said,
correct.
"Rap,
So this is what I'm saying. This
rap."
I'm telling you what it's gonna be. Stay in your position, stay where you at, do what you do. Hopefully you're not doing something in a negative light by the time I get there. Because if I get there and I see it, it's gonna be names, it's gonna be what it is, and we gonna address what it is at that point in time. It ain't gonna be no talking about it, no if it ain't gonna be no nothing. You got all this time currently right now to get out the road. You want to stay in the road, then accept getting hit. It's just gonna be what it is. And I say that to say, right? I do believe, before I go into my details from my side, I do believe that union stewards should be getting paid to do union steward stuff, right? They are carriers or clerks. They do hold a craft position along with doing quote unquote kind of like extra work. They should be getting paid to do it. I also believe safety captains, who I don't think get paid, I do believe safety captains should get paid.
Well, we get paid.
I
That
didn't
don't
know
get
they
paid.
We
did
get
get
paid
paid.
according
No,
to our when we go to our meetings. That's how we get
correct.
And
paid.
ours
But
is kind of like through the grievances. It's like the more
correct,
you
which is
file,
what I'm gonna get into. But when I get into it, I'm not gonna be addressing that y'all should be getting paid. I'm finna be off the hinge in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So let me
Warning.
get that out the way now.
Okay.
I do
Warning.
believe that stewards should get paid. This is my opinion. My name is Leonard Augustus Marcel Anderson. I reside in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I work
Oh
at the Panther
man.
Station. You can see me and find me wherever you can
want
see
some
me and
smoke.
find me is where I'm at. Right? If you in the
Get
union,
it.
you in management, if you don't know who I am, never came across me, if you want something to say to me, you can call them. They will forward you to me. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk. Right? Cool. Or you can get in the comments. You can hit up somebody at your station to see how you want to get on the show. If you want to address it like that in front of people, cool. If
These
I'm wrong,
other
I'm
people.
wrong. If I'm not, I'm not. The problem is a lot of y'all not gonna do that. And if a lot of y'all not gonna do that, then really you ain't got nothing to say to me then. Right?
Ooh.
Cool.
Facts.
Cool. Right? So with that said, I do believe stewards should get paid for doing steward type of work. I believe safety captains who don't get paid, if I'm mistaken, Coffee is safety
They don't
captain,
get paid.
right?
They don't get paid.
I believe they should get
I
paid.
didn't know that.
They don't, which goes into Coffee earlier, right? Before the white man held me back. Coffee was saying earlier about there's not as many safety captains, but there's
Wait.
because there's no incentive to be a safety captain. You just have to do extra work along with still carrying your route or being a clerk or being whatever it is in your area and doing extra work without being extra paid, but you just got extra work continuously. You know what I'm
My
saying?
Lord.
To me, that's not cool. They should get paid as well, right? With that said, I am starting to believe, or will be starting to believe very soon, if I don't see any changes by the end of the year in this grievance / higher than grievance, higher
Come
level
on,
than
man. That's
grievance
only 3 or 4
processes.
months. That's only 3 or 4 months.
But look,
Yeah.
I done gave
They need a year for that.
no, but since I've been in, y'all don't have 5.5 years and you ain't changed nothing. I shouldn't have to give you another year or 2 or 3, 4 years. I'm usually in a there's new people in positions who said that they wanted those positions to make a change. So if I don't see these changes, then what? I'm supposed to give you a year to make change?
At least 6
Nah,
months.
Yeah.
I ain't got to give you nothing.
What?
Some of these people already been in for months. So look, this one I'm gonna say, right?
6 months.
With that said, for people who don't know, your stewards, and again, this is not a shot at stewards. Let me preface this by saying stewards can only do a certain amount of things in their station. When they file grievances, stewards are not responsible for making your payments or getting you paid. They just got to file paperwork. If you're not paid, then they got to go for a non-compliance and send that up, right? So when you're not getting paid by certain levels, that's not because your stewards are not filing your grievance or they're not trying to fight for you in those type of ways. I want to make sure I clarify that before I hop off the edge, right? So again, these shots are not necessarily the stewards, but the people hired as stewards, right? Now, stewards do get some level of payment based on the grievances that they filed, right? This is my personal opinion. My name is Leonard Augustus Marcel Anderson again.
When you say
right?
your full name,
to look.
it's scary. I don't even want to know what
I
you
want people to be able to find me on any social media platform. Look it up. You might be able to find me. If not, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm doing everything but give out my address and my phone number. If you in the post office and you got a problem, you can find me by my government. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to find me by my government. Or if you're in the union, y'all got access to computers, you can find me. Cool. With that said, I'm starting to believe that the higher level union, which is why this is me personally, are not fighting more than what they're supposed to be fighting because they keep getting paid off the grievances. And if they told you the secret to using EEOs properly or 1767's properly, that would cut down the grievances, which means their money would be less. If that makes sense to you. Now, again, that's not on the stewards, and I'm not trying to cut into the steward's pocket. Y'all can file your own grievances. Now, if you don't know the process, don't want to do the process, then use your steward. I use a steward, even though I've only, you know what I'm saying? I don't file no grievances. They just put my name in grievances when it's a grievance, and I'm cool with that. Because I got no problem with my steward. If you don't got a problem with your steward, then cool, right? But the people hired in that's supposed to be stopping, right? Go with coffee. We're not supposed to keep filing grievances for the same thing. Right? And a grievance is an acknowledgement that you did something that violated the contract and you're not supposed to do it again. Which means if they keep doing it, then higher than stewards supposed to come in and put a stop to that. One way or another, whether it's EEO 1767's, getting the Department of Labor involved, talking to lawyers, whatever the case is, to cease and desist that action. But instead, they're opening the floodgates to allow those grievances to keep coming through because they keep getting paid off just grievances. At the cost of our pain, at the cost of newer carriers or PSCs losing their jobs, getting fired consistently, we can't retain nobody, and people just getting overall emotionally overwhelmed, mentally overwhelmed, whatever the case is, that file grievances. Hey, just do it. File a grievance. Hey, just let them harass you. It's all my opinion. Just let them harass you. File a grievance. Hey, we know it's a hostile work environment. Everybody in the union know that's high level know that there's a zero tolerance in the post office for any federal jobs. A zero tolerance for allowing the hostile work environment. Meaning anybody caught creating a hostile work environment. This is federal law. You can look this up. Anybody caught creating a hostile work environment, which in this case at a station would be either the supervisor or the manager, is automatic termination, meaning they fired. Anybody allowing a hostile work environment is supposed to be fired, right? So in my case, in my thought process, and when I talk to my lawyer, this is what it would be, is that my management is creating a hostile work environment and my union is allowing the hostile work environment. So to me, they both should be fired. Now stop me where I'm wrong. This is what I'm starting to believe. Now, again, I could be wrong and somebody could show me something different by the end of the year. If it's not done by the end of the year, this is me personally, I'm going to start to assume that you in with them. Same thing I said in the last show. I'm going to start to assume that you in with them. And if you in with them, then you got to catch wreck with them. That's just what it's going to be. Management got to get paperwork. And if you going to sit by and allow them to keep doing things, then you got to get paperwork too. That's just going to be what it is. Also with that, you all know, people that's out there, if you feel like you're not being properly represented and things are not happening, that you can take your union dues off the table and not pay the union. You don't have to pay the union nothing. Here's the kicker to that part, ladies and gentlemen who didn't know. They still got to represent you regardless. Keep your money to yourself. Why allow them to sit in the office in under AC when let them tell it, management want to turn off the ACs in stations while you in heat. They want to sit in the union halls under the AC getting paid by your money while still not fighting for you. Take your money off the table. You could do that. If you don't want them to get more money from you in your grievance, file your own grievance. Why are we paying them anything for you to be harassed? That don't even make sense. I wouldn't pay a lawyer who keep giving me jail time. You my lawyer. How you keep agreeing with them? But I'm paying you. At what point in time do I take, you know what, dog? You got to go. That's where I'm almost at with it. And by almost, I'm saying by the end of this year, and that's why I said 2024 is the start of a change, and it's gonna happen whether anyone like it or not. It ain't up to you no more. Whether you're on management side or union side, it ain't up to you no more. Right? Y'all have had a lot of time to get things situated, and it ain't happening. So now the bigger force, which is our population of carriers, we gonna make the change. And either you gonna get in line or you gonna get out of line. That's just bottom line. That's just how it is.
That's a lot of lines.
And that's why me personally, I believe that they don't use the tools that they're supposed to use, like EEOs. That's why they don't give you the. Now, watch it. I'm gonna give you this. Somebody told me when I asked about an EEO before, they told me that they felt like they would be liable if they gave me information to do an EEO, but I didn't win the EEO. Not if they fought for me. If they gave me information, which I don't know what an EEO is, I don't know how to file it. What is it for exactly? What I'm asking for information. That's all I asked for. Person told me in the union told me that they wouldn't give me no information because they felt like it would be liable. They would be liable if I lost the EEO. Wow. I don't even know how that makes sense. It's like me asking the lawyer, hey man, do you think I got a case or not? Because I might have to sue somebody. Can you let me know if I got a case? And the lawyer say, nah, I can't let you know if you got a case because if you don't win the case, I'm gonna be responsible. Whoa, that don't even make sense.
It really don't.
So I didn't get the information. This was somebody who's supposed to represent me told me. Whoa, and somehow this supposed to make sense. But again, it made sense at the time because I'm new and don't know no better. I don't even know what an EEO is, so maybe that person's correct. Maybe they may coming down the line, that don't even make sense as I got more knowledge. Don't even make sense to me.
That's crazy. Somebody must have told them to say that because that don't even make no kind of sense.
So there's a problem,
That's a
and we
big
gotta
issue.
just focus to save the post office. Because at this point in time, I don't believe management is going to save the post office from going under. I don't believe the unions are going to save the post office from going under, because we're going under two different ways. We're going under from on the financial side, and we're going under from just the work environment. Who's working to fix either one of those? Nobody that I see. So the job is becoming a worse job, and we quote unquote, we're not gonna argue we're going bankrupt, but for just for term purposes, and we losing money, and it's becoming a worse workplace environment. That don't make sense for nobody to continue to want to work at. So you can't have both. Somebody got to fix something. If the people that's in charge of fixing it not fixing it, then maybe we need new people in charge.
I am so hungry.
Talk your ish. Talk your ish now. Come on now.
Don't get him started because we at the 145 mark, guys. We at the 145 mark.
And the next time I show up at a union meeting, I'm coming with baby oil.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I'm coming with a whole box. I'm leaving it there. I'm playing evidence to get ready to whatever I gotta do.
They're gonna put your tail up
Watch
out
your
of
back.
there.
I pay union dues. They ain't touching me.
That ain't federal property on the
Exactly at the union hall, sir.
That's what I was
Hey,
saying.
They're gonna
look,
bounce
I
you
pay
right on up
union
out of there.
dues. I say I pay union dues is what I say. I'm still part of the union. I'm a carrier. I didn't come in there on no violence. I ain't come to threaten nobody. But I could come with my personal supply of baby oil, whether it's 10 boxes or not. But it doesn't matter. It's mine. I can come there with that.
hey, put some baby
Well,
oil
a lot of
around you. They ain't gonna be able to come to you.
retirees do come in with Jello shots and little treats for the carriers and the general
I'm gonna come in
public.
there with 10 boxes of airplane size baby oil, lotion,
Damn.
Jergens, Vaseline.
What about some Johnson and Johnson?
Is that what he used?
That's what he was
No,
using. He
that
said
was
Johnson and
no.
Johnson. That's what
They
they
about to
said.
sue him. They about to sue him.
Well, what rumors is the upper management be having their own Diddy parties. And we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. Y'all know who y'all are.
I think I seen a
God
couple
damn.
clips.
Y'all know who y'all are. Don't make people start saying names.
Boy.
You better get out of my way. You better get out of my way. And I guarantee you somebody got tapes and I can get them. I guarantee you somebody got tapes and I can get them. Let's stop playing, post office.
God damn. Not
Y'all want
tape.
content. You want content. You want content. Man, I'll have y'all all on OnlyFans. Keep playing with me. Patreon.
My
God
Lord.
damn. X.
Hey, he's sleepy. He's sleepy. He's tired.
He needs sneakers.
Yeah.
I don't think I ate was a bowl of cereal today.
You need a Snickers.
Gosh. At least
Oh,
all I
yeah,
can tell you
yeah.
is to close this segment before Marcel or Leonard get going again.
Shout out to everybody who football team winning. I don't know who playing right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope the
I
games look
heard the
good.
You don't
Packers
even like
won.
football.
Hey, the Cowboys lost, and
I'm
all
to
I
the
can
sports
tell
I'm
you is
taking it the Browns did too.
I don't know about the Browns. I know the Cowboys, the Seahawks won. That's all I really care about. But to tie a bow on this and not put any baby oil on this. Serious talk. If you have something that you want to say about the Postal Blue Podcast, in all seriousness, I would ask you to ask the person that you're gonna say something to, hey guys, can I come on the show, because I believe you guys are very informed on different topics. We will
And to add
allow
it with
you.
that on coffee. To add with that, then I'll let him continue because I don't want to forget this. I feel like I'm gonna forget this because I don't know how long he's gonna go. For
Go
those of
ahead.
you who do want to be a part of the show or feel like you got any type of story or experience that you want to get out your chest, you can come up, whether you want to be anonymous or not. Just let whoever it is know that you talk to on the show, and we'll make that happen. No problem.
So how do they reach out? They just reach out to somebody from the show, reach out to
From the show,
you.
you can go on Twitter. I mean X, formerly known as Twitter, and get in in the Postal Blue Podcast Discord and talk to us that way. If you know somebody that that is on the show, you can get through them. Also, you can go to Amazing Studios on YouTube, and under one of the videos, you leave a comment, and we'll be able to get back to you that way as well. But
Or go to the Twitter
talking,
community. Postal
Yeah,
Blue
those that
Podcast
want
on
to
Twitter. Go to the
be
community,
anonymous.
right?
Yeah.
You can send me a message on there or add a message in that community saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, LA or whoever, Watkins, you know what I'm saying, can I have a conversation with y'all? I'm from whatever the case is, and then we can be in contact that way and we can start the communication through there. That's if you don't know us personally or can't get a reach of us in the Milwaukee district. Us right here are in the Milwaukee district. For anybody outside of the Milwaukee district, if you're in Ohio, try to find Fee. She gonna be doing 9 to 10 soon, so I'll reach out to her as soon as possible.
I'm you going where?
Huh?
Where you say I'm going?
feds
Okay, yeah, I'm going to lay it
to
down
the feds.
for putting my
Yeah.
hands on the supervisor.
Yeah, they been should have got you for
Allegedly,
that. They been should
allegedly,
have got you for that.
She ain't hit
uh,
nobody. She was just talking loud. They
allegedly.
said we can talk as loud as we want to, long as we talking about the contract. We can scream. So you good on that, Fee. Keep screaming. Anyway, they gonna
But
hear
yeah,
you.
so don't be afraid to reach out. Is all I want to add before coffee continue. Y'all can reach out. Anybody who got a story or experience that they want to come on the show, talk about, address, or just get something off your chest. You willing? You capable, more than capable of doing that. If you want to be anonymous, we can set that up too. I got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? No names, no face, no nothing. It's also a safe place. Just not if you doing crooked stuff. It's not if you're doing crooked stuff. This is not a safe place for you.
Right.
If
Hell
you
no.
if you good, you good. Right? I got no problem with that. You good, you good. If you doing stuff you ain't got no business, continue to go to that cabin in the woods where y'all go. I know that's what it is. Y'all know I know what I'm talking
Goddamn.
about if I said that. Go to the cabin in
Goddamn.
the woods. Y'all know where y'all go, and then
Goddamn.
Oh my
do what you do.
god.
Go up there, get
Oh
your
my
Meek Mill on. Somebody gonna record you with a phone to the door. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
you're gonna be on War Star next. Go ahead, Kofi.
I just want everybody to know. I get very passionate about how I feed my family, and that's through the post office. And I'm very disheartened when people want to talk about. We're trying to make people more knowledgeable of their rights and things that should happen. So if you really got something to say, and you ain't want to talk smack, just reach out. Get on here. Let us know what your opinion is. It doesn't have to be the same opinion that I have, Marcellus Leonard has, or Watkins or Fee. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long Watkins gonna be out because her tape is coming out, but that's all you got to do is
In
just
the
come
hood
on
for you.
and let us know what's going on. That's all you got to do. Ain't nobody asking for you. You can come on here and say your name, some other name. But I will say this. I will echo this. Why would you get abused in public and privately want to fight? I don't know how that work, and maybe I'm built differently. But if a
You
person
are.
slapped me in the face, I'm gonna have to say something back to their face. The change begins when you stop being enslaved by your fear. You cannot be great. You cannot succeed in life if you're paralyzed by your fear. That's just not only with the post office. That's a life lesson. Never let your fear overwhelm you that you will allow somebody to do you any kind of way. When you woke up this morning, you was a man or you was a woman or wherever you want to be. I ain't no judgment over it. It's a judgment free zone. Don't let your fear paralyze you from standing for the respect that you have earned that Jesus gave you. So don't let that be something that you're afraid to do. But if you don't want to, we will black your screen out. We will change your name to, you know what I'm saying, Droney Drone, and let you speak your piece. And we also will change your voice on here. We'll get that figured out, and you will sound like a robot, but we'll let you get your truth off.
All right.
That's it. What you
Safe
got, Watkins?
zone.
Let's close us out.
Just closing it up. Just pat him back. This is a safe zone. So, tune in, stay tuned, get the information. If you don't got it, no question is a dumb question. If you don't know,
No
you don't
questions, a
know.
dumb question. And get your
But,
baby oil,
And just know
because
we
Diddy
fighting
took
this
all
fight
of it.
with y'all.
yep.
All day, every day. That's all we want to do. We want everybody to be in a better position. My overall thing is I want the post office to be better when I leave it. Somebody left the door open for me and I came in and I'm able to provide a living, provide for my family. I want to leave that door open for somebody else. And the only way we do that, we fix it from within. Let's not fight with each other. Let's inform each other. Let's get each other information so our company can be a better company. I'm done, LA. Whatever you got.
You got something, Fee?
Just have a good productive work week, guys.
Thank you, because
Outside
I
of
got to
that,
be there in the morning. Pray
with
for
that,
me.
everybody stay safe. Just a reminder. If your wife making sandwiches for you on Sunday night football day, that she wrong, and
Yeah,
you could
you
definitely
wrong.
contact us at the Husbands of America. We gonna be starting a new union for Husbands of America. We gonna represent you and get you what
Yes.
you need. If your wife is not putting out the way she's supposed to, we gonna represent you. If she making
Sure
sandwiches
will.
on game night, we gonna represent you. She showing up with an
They,
attitude. If you waking up to her and she got something tied around her head looking like Watkins, we gonna represent you. That ain't
Y'all
right,
not
and you
about to sit
deserve
here
No,
and
no,
do
no.
that
better.
I
to
like
us. You ain't
no,
about to sit
no.
here and do
What?
know
that to
No,
what?
I
us.
can.
You know what, Fee? Hopefully they ready to prepare their ass for that 5 day notice.
Exactly.
Represent them for that too. Hope you
Look,
give them somewhere
look,
to go.
Listen, I'm just letting
look.
people
And
know what we got
guys,
going
stop
on.
letting your woman put the house in her name. That's what you do. Stop letting her put the house in her name. So when she give you that 5 day notice, you can call the sheriff department and say this 5 day notice for you.
You ain't gotta have your name on the lease. As long as you've been there for about 2 weeks, you
Yep.
can get a little. They ain't gonna put you out, but don't be acting crazy in that motherfucker. I'm
Look,
scared
Now
now.
look.
look. Watch this. Watch this. Hey, make sure you get mail there for at least a year.
Yep.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about that. We'll talk about that upcoming. You know what I'm saying?
I
he
know,
gonna
Behind
and
the
I
tell
scenes.
you.
know what
Look,
and I know what to do for that ass if you do, brother. I'm
Right.
going to
listen,
the court
listen,
systems and you're getting out of here.
listen.
Look. Just put the
We
We
don't do
Energy
that
bill in your
squatting
name.
shit.
Eviction.
We don't do that squatting over
Right.
here. We
Eviction.
don't do that squatting.
Ain't no
Not over
squatting to
here,
get mail.
baby.
You get mail there. What you talking
Hey,
about?
I don't care what he get
You live
there.
there.
I don't care
You
what he
live
get
there.
there. Yeah,
You in
okay.
there.
put that We Energy bill in your name. This is really a show for iced coffee,
Yeah.
but we just gonna. It's really a show for iced coffee. We're gonna bring them back on this show right here because I don't know what women be talking about. All I can
Look,
tell
they've been
you
trying to
is,
get off.
all I can
Off and
say is,
on.
I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into iced coffee. I just want to know if you're 30, if you're 30 and you don't have a child, we're gonna have to have a coming to Jesus moment.
Coffee, you know what? I'm 40 and I don't have a child. What?
So you 10
What?
years
Hey, look,
behind.
Yeah,
You
you
10
want
years
this?
past
yeah,
due.
You know what? Y'all gonna get this smoke.
They want it. They
Yeah.
most definitely want
They
it
they
tonight.
really
'Cause they
they
gonna
No,
be
they
listen.
really
trash
This
do.
this ain't
tonight.
this ain't
They
got
they
nothing to do with
are.
y'all. This ain't got nothing
Coffee
to do
been
with
on
y'all. We
that
was talking
all
to the
night,
male.
see? No,
We was talking
all
about
oof.
the
night.
male,
Hey,
the male listeners. They ain't
no,
got nothing
y'all
to do
gonna
with
back up
y'all.
off of us. Females in charge
So
now.
yeah, we got this. Wait till the next one. Yeah,
See
okay.
that thought
They
process is the
smiling
problem,
now.
y'all. But we gonna address
Mm-hmm.
that. We
They
gonna
Mm-hmm.
address
smiling
that.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With that again, y'all make sure y'all be safe, protect each other, protect yourselves. If you a carrier, keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? If you work in a plant or in the annex, just be safe down there. Be careful. People be just doing whatever the case is. Mail handlers on the mules. Heard about people getting their hands ran over and things of that nature. Just be safe in general. Everybody out there,
Please.
protect your mental. For those of you who's working in the stations, you know what I'm saying? And use your tools. Use your tools. I can never stress that enough. 1767 for
Not baby
safety
oil.
issues.
Not them tools.
Well, it depends on what you're
If you
doing.
got exactly, if you need to slide through to get out,
See,
you
Carter, got her,
See,
got her,
see, she just told on herself.
got
She
her.
just
You
told
know
on
what I'm saying?
herself. See, I
Got
knew
her.
she was in
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
I told
The
y'all.
setup,
I told
the
y'all.
setup
yeah,
See,
real.
see what I'm talking
yeah,
about? See what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
Setup
yeah,
real.
yeah.
See, just throw a
Pause.
little bait out there.
Pause.
Just throw a little
See,
bait out
Yep.
there. You know what I'm saying? She went right
Mm-hmm.
forward. You know what I'm saying?
see,
Yep.
Fee. Oh man, Fee.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Got her.
Yep.
With that, we're gonna get up out
Uh-huh.
of here, man. We appreciate y'all stopping by. You know what I'm saying?
Good night,
Be safe, be
everybody.
We
careful.
out.
We'll catch y'all on
Peace.
another one.
All
Love.
right,
We
peace.
out.
Yep.